angry guy here, and she's mentally ill, homeless, hungry, and men won't rescue her. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
All right, so what's your name?
My name is Diamond
Diamond. How old are
Lopez.
you?
I'm 16 years old, but I've been alive for 38 years.
So you're 16.
Yes. Currently, I am unemployed, homeless, single, never been married. I'm currently on probation, so that's like my job is keeping up with probation right now. So, before Monday morning, I am checking into a place called TLC, and then I'll be given 30 days to establish a home, probably at a halfway house, and then get a job. So that's what's going on with me right now.
Why
I
are
just
you
got out
on-
of jail like
That's
yesterday.
what I was going to ask you. What are you on probation for?
For paraphernalia.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got out of jail yesterday?
Was it yesterday? I got out. I had court on the 8th and I got released on the 9th.
Okay, so that was probably about 2 days ago.
Yeah.
How long did you do in there?
8 days.
Have you ever been arrested before, or was it your first time?
I've been arrested before. I've been a frequent flyer there since 2012. I worked the MASH program twice, which is, it's like an animal shelter.
Yeah.
So I just cleaned up dog shit every day.
Is that like for community service or what?
Yeah, I think they do give community service hours.
Or is the MASH program inside jail?
It's a work incentive. It's actually a volunteer program.
Yeah.
Sheriff Joe Arpaio started it.
Oh, okay. I heard of
Yeah.
that.
And so it's just, these are animals that they either get them in like one big, somebody will report a house full of cats or whatever, and then either that or if somebody gets arrested in there.
Yeah, they're like mistreated animals.
Yeah, animal cruelty.
Okay.
Yeah, so I loved it. It makes the time go by fast, and otherwise it's staying at Estrella all day, so we got to leave the jail every day. And then at one point we even had potbelly pigs. So those are awesome. Piglets. I loved it.
So you liked your experience in there?
I did it twice, 2 separate times. And the officers there, they're a lot different than the officers from Estrella jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty cool with us.
So you got released 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you staying at right now? Are you staying out here on the streets, or
Yeah.
do you have a tent, or what do you do?
No, I don't have a tent. I typically, I stay, like, I feel safer outside on the street, like in the public's eye, versus, in somebody's home where you never know. It could be, brother, sister, cousin of Norman Bates. And you would never know,
Do you have any family out here in Phoenix?
Yeah, I have a lot of family here.
Who do you have?
I've just never met them before. On my mom's side of the family, I have a lot of family that live down here, and from what I understand, they're kind of in the same walk of life.
Yeah.
Well, not homeless though, So I probably might even associate with them a lot and just don't even realize it,
So you have a big family out here?
Yeah, I do. I grew up in New Mexico, in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How old were you when you came down here to Phoenix?
26.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Globe originally. That's like where my family is really from, is Globe. In Kingman too. I have family in Kingman and Mexico. So I'm full-blooded Hispanic.
So what are you doing right now to survive out here? Like, how are you getting your meals and your money?
That's a good question because I don't have a food stamp card.
Yeah.
I really want to get one because, especially since they have the hot food program. I love fast food. Let's see. I just do different things, like I cut hair and I cook and clean, two services that I really don't get asked for a lot. But
So, guys, and just to let you know, I am plugged directly into Ethernet, so I'm sorry for the breaking up. It's literally the service. I'm just going to reach out to them again and say, guys, your service sucks. But, guys, as we can see here, she is struggling from mental illness. She is homeless. She is hungry. She's talking about how hungry she is right now, how much she's struggling for food. She's been on the streets for quite some time. She's been in and out of incarceration. It's quite significant. And I mean, she said she's 16 years old, but she's been on the planet for 38 years. I mean, she knows exactly how old she is, but this is the reality that women are now living in, where they believe they can choose their own age. So, so they are, factually one age, biologically one age, but mentally they identify as another. I mean, this is how it is right now. This is the reality for men. And guys, this is how she looks at 38 years old. You can see how hard the living is. She also mentioned that she prefers to be on the streets versus in an actual place to live. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that if you're going to live somewhere in a shelter, there's going to be structure. It's going to be much harder to access the substances that you may want. You don't have the ability to be as self-destructive. And guys, it's a pattern that we see in video after video, where these interviews are done with different ladies, and they basically say that the streets are calling out to them. They keep on finding their way back to the streets. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Within every girl there is the streets, and the streets are calling out to them. You can take the girl off the streets, but you can't take the streets out of the girl. And it's the honest to goodness truth. It's because women experience a different type of reasoning. It's all based around emotion. And for them, for some reason, in Western society, stability is boring. Stability is boring. And many women, they are drawn to instability, just like they're drawn to unstable men. They are drawn to unstable lifestyles, right? And it's quite unfortunate that this is the reality that we now live in. But it's no wonder. And there are no men coming to rescue her. She pointed this out. She said that she's never been married, for example. It's basically been unstable relationships with men. So there's no men that are coming to help her in this situation. And she's only 38 years old. You can see the extraordinary effects that living on the streets for so long has on the body, has on the mind, especially for women. And there's some substance issues in there as well. So that accelerates the aging and creates so many other problems. And as you've seen in other videos, for a lot of these women, they're on the streets for almost 10 years or sometimes more than that. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, that for many homeless people, it's a choice. There is a lot of options, but the options that they have are not compatible for them. I mean, guys, at this point in time, it is so easy to have a cell phone, a nice cell phone, as a homeless person. The government, you can get this thing called the ACP. They will pay your bill for you. You can have Medicaid. All right. That's for people who have no income. So you can have health care. You can apply for SSI. You'll get almost $1,000 a month. Someone commented in the chat that, oh, there's not 1,000. Yeah, well, it's $800 to $1,000, $800 to like $900 a month. I mean, and food stamps, right? I mean, guys, it's a choice. It's an absolute choice, and you can see how the impact of living on the streets affects women. It's much deeper than men. It is absolutely much deeper than men, you know. And of course, there's no accountability. There's nothing else. They'll make up excuses. They'll blame society. They'll blame men, but they will never actually hold themselves accountable for their present day situation. And it is what it is. And as men continue to walk away in Western society, we're seeing that women are rapidly becoming homeless in Western society. And as more men are choosing not to work as inflation gets worse in Western society, it's only going to make it harder to help the homeless. Because I mean, guys, we're seeing what happens now. There was the notion that you can basically keep printing money and using debt to cover the cost of printing money. And now we're realizing that if you try to use debt to print money, eventually the value of the money will deteriorate because you can't pay that back. The United States cannot pay back its debt. We have something like $31 trillion in debt, and it keeps on rising rapidly. Okay, so it's like we're learning that lesson now. Japan has the highest debt to GDP ratio in the world, and the value of their money has plummeted down. It's absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious what's happening in Japan right now. Before, it used to be like, for example, 10,000 yen would be like $100, equivalent to like 100 US dollars. And there was a point where it's even more than that, I believe, a number of years ago. And now it's now like 60, $70, and it's only going to continue going down from there because with each and every passing year, they have a rapidly aging population and they don't have enough young people to work. So they have to keep on taking out debt to pay their pensioners Social Security. What do you guys think regarding this? Because I mean, I find it to be sad. And by the way, guys, to request a topic for a video, see the description below. Because I know there are all of you guys are like, oh, there's topics I want to check out. So you can do that. And by subscribe and turn on notifications so that you will never miss another video again. A lot of you guys don't have notifications on. You need to turn on notifications, so go ahead and do that. What do you think about this? We have women who are sadly mentally ill. They're homeless, they're hungry, and men are not stepping up to rescue them anymore. I want to hear your thoughts regarding this, and if you agree that it's only going to accelerate and become much more difficult for women in Western society. Let's talk more about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.